Shalom, real quick, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashim, Shabashim, Makakwadash. I'm going to entitle this video Christian Apologist Blitz IUIC. I was watching a video with Deacon Hakar, and he was speaking about this particular video. And the reason why it's entitled Christian Apologist Blitz IUIC is because the IUIC has been blitzing churches. And when you look up the word blitz, it's to attack somebody. You can attack them with words, missiles, guns, whatever. You know, go back to World War II. World War II, Hitler, there's a term called blitzkrieg. That means you shot bombs on your enemies. You blitzed them. You know, didn't give them a minute to breathe. So, this YouTube page is owned by Elder Mike, your urban church. So, you know, urban means pretty much outside. So now with all this of the IUIC going to the various churches, they know where your churches are, and they're blitzing your church. So you can watch this video. If I remember, I'll leave the link in the description box. If not, just go to Elder Mike, your urban church. This was put up 2 days ago. And the name of the video is Christian Apologist Blitz IUIC. Now, the one precept that comes to mind, and I'm not going to make this long. Well, one precept is Matthew 10, starting from the 5th verse on down. You go to them, you tell them that the Israelites, they don't want to hear it. You pack up, you go, you shake the dust. That's it. You don't stand in front of them for hours cursing them out, because this is what you're going to get. You're going to get some pushback. And if you was to watch this video, I watched part of it on a Deacon Hakar's page. It was nothing but confusion. Now, it was one brother from IUIC speaking, but it was 5 of these guys, I think it was 5 of them, that was all speaking. I think more than one of them had a mic. One of them had a bullhorn. The other one had like a loudspeaker or whatever the case may be. And all if you clicked on this channel to try to learn something, you ain't gonna learn nothing. All you're gonna see is a bunch of confusion, because people were talking over each other. Our job is just to go to the potential elect. Now, we don't know who the elect are, but you know who the elect might possibly be based upon the fact that they listen to you, they consider, they want to learn more. Other than that all you're bringing is confusion. And you're bringing confusion back to yourself, because they know that you guys have different schools in various states, and they were there before y'all got there. So that was a stupid move. Let me go to this here. No, I briefly mentioned Matthew 10, and you know what? You really got to read the whole chapter. Matthew 10, the whole chapter, because this is the Lord pretty much telling the disciples, you know, you're gonna have to take, you know, when I leave, you're gonna have to take my place. And if they hated me, they're gonna hate you. So I'm gonna give you one more precept, and then I'm gonna close it. I'm not gonna go long. This is Matthew 7. We should all be familiar with this precept. Matthew 7 and 6. You read this right after you finish reading Matthew's 10 and 5 on down, or really Matthew's, the whole 10th chapter. It says, give not that which is holy unto dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine. And that which is holy is the truth. The pearls also represent the truth. Because if you give that which is holy unto the dogs, and that would put pearls unto swine, what are they going to do? Did not the Lord say, dogs can pass me about? He was talking about the Romans. But here in the 6th verse, he's talking about Israelites that you go to teach. And so don't see if they accept your peace. Going back to Matthew 10. Now it says, if you do that, lest they trample them under. Them is talking about the holy thing that you're going to give them, and the pearls, which represent this truth. Lest they trample them, the truth, under their feet, and turn again and rend you. And that's exactly what's going on right here. They're saying, man, we don't accept this nonsense. They got a meeting going, and they're confronting the IUIC at their school. So this is going to become a headache. If they constantly come out there to your church, you teaching the class, and you hear yelling outside, hey, the Most High, the Lord, the scriptures say that you may attend to the Lord without distraction. This has turned into a distraction, man. What do you think? You're going to hit the perfect scripture and they're going to see it? These people are reprobates. They're reprobates. That's why we here at GMS, we ain't going to go in front of no church. I mean, if we was to go in front of the church, we'll say a few words, and we'll see where their peace is, whether they accept our peace or don't accept our peace. And you can make that assessment inside of a minute or two. You talk to them for a couple of minutes, you see that there's an opening. They say, I want to hear more. Then guess what? You teach them more. If they come, well, wait a minute. The Lord came for everybody. And that's when you say, I'll say a few more words and then it's time to pack up. You say something else. No, the white man can make it. If the white man can't be in the kingdom of heaven, I don't want to be in there either. Guess what? You pack up, you shake the dust, and you move on. You move on. All the IUIC is getting is pushback. That's all you're getting from these churches. And I said in the previous video that the Most High blinded them. The Most High put the stumbling block before them. The Most High deceived them. The deceived and the deceiver are mine, are the Most High's. It says in Romans 11, starting from the 7th verse, key point is in the 9th verse, it said, let their table be a snare. It tells you in Isaiah, it's either Isaiah 29 or 28. It said all tables are full of vomit, meaning confusion. So, I mean, what you did was they're going to come to all your churches. I figure they're going to start blitzing you because they really think that they have the truth. And you know that they don't have the truth. The script, the Yahushua plainly said to the disciples, which we are the disciples now, when you go to a city or a town or a house, salute it and see if they accept your peace. If they accept your peace, then you dwell with them and you teach them. If they don't accept your peace, then you take your peace back. Immediately, you shake the dust off your feet, your bottom of your boots, your feet, and you don't come back. Because it said it would be more tolerable than for the Sodom and Gomorrah than for that city or that town. So you stand there for an hour arguing with them, which is clearly not of the gospel. So now you're getting this pushback. Like I said, if you go to this video, all you're going to hear is madness, about 5 or 6 people talking. This guy got a bullhorn, this guy got a sound device, and they just cursing you out. So that's what the Lord told, was it Asa? It was one of the kings. Therefore, ye will have wars. Let me look that up. Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. It's in 2 Chronicles. And I hit that scripture either earlier today or yesterday. Bear with me for a minute. You don't do what the Most High says, you're gonna have wars. Bear with me for a minute. Do a word search here. Okay. 2 Chronicles 16, verse 9. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly. So what the IUIC did was foolishly. It said, therefore, from henceforth, thou shalt have wars. Now, this was given to who? Asa imprisons the prophets. Now, ultimately, what did the Most High do to Asa? He gave him a sickness and killed him. Let me see if it's in this chapter. Okay, ultimately, 12 verse, second Chronicles 60 verse 12. And Asa in the 39th year of his reign was diseased in the feet until his disease was exceeding great. Yet in his disease he sought not Yahweh, but to the physicians. And Asa slept with his fathers. Ultimately what happened? He died. Because he did go to the physicians, but he didn't pray to the Father. But what did he do? Asa imprisoned the prophets. And at the time, Hanani, the seer, which is a prophet, we were called prophets back then, came to Asa, king of Judah, and said unto him, because thou has relied on the king of Syria and not relied on the Lord. See, this man wasn't doing the will of the Most High. Just like what Nate did going to these churches. That's the Most High didn't tell you to go to these churches and argue with them. And then Bishop Nathaniel said, we can do this all week. Implying that they're going to come out in front of their church and raise hell all week. But now you're getting pushback. And this is what Asa did. He was defying the Most High. He was doing him. And he said, I'm not even going to pray to the Most High. I know the physician going to heal me. And guess what? The physician didn't, whatever the physician did not help him, did not heal him, because he did not seek after the Most High. Lean not upon thy own understanding. That's, I believe, Proverbs 3, verse 5. So Bishop Nate is leaning upon his own understanding. He's pushing the gospel his way, not the Most High's way. The scriptures say, eat this roll and go out and teach the sons of Israel. Hey, look, the Most High is getting ready to take out this guy, Elder Ricard of GOCC, because he's definitely not doing what the Lord said, pursuant to the book. He says Edomites and other nations can make it. So you know he ain't gonna make it. He's not one of the elect. Point blank, period. So this guy was working with the king of Syria and not rely on the Lord thy power. Therefore is the Most High. Therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thine hand. Were not the Ethiopians and Lubans a huge host and very many chariots and horsemen? Yet because thou didst rely on Yahweh, he delivered them into thine hands, because you called on the Most High. You didn't do your own thing. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro through the whole earth, to show himself strong in behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Why was this statement made? Because Asa was doing his own thing. And ultimately he died for it. Wherein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars. So it backfired on Nate. How can you attend to the Lord without distraction when you got people in you teaching a class and you got people cursing your ass out? Give not that which is holy unto the dogs. Give not thy pearls to the swine. Because they're gonna rent or stamp upon what you give them, and they're gonna come against you. Matthew 7, what was that? Matthew 7:7. And Asa was wroth with the seer, the prophet, and put him in a prison house. Why? Because the prophet came to him and told him that you're going off, you're not listening to the Most High, you're not doing the right thing. And the king said, look, lock him up. You didn't come to do your will. You came to do the will, supposedly you came to do the will of the Most High. What did the Lord say? My meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. You're doing your own thing. But he was in a rage with him because of this thing, and Asa opposed some of the people at the same time. And behold, the acts of Asa, first and last, lo, they are written in the book of the kings of Judah. Now, you know there's a book called the Book of the Kings of Judah and Israel. How many of y'all got that book? And Asa, in the 39th year of his reign, was diseased in the feet, until his disease was exceeding great. Yet in his disease he sought not the Lord Yahweh, but to the physician or the physicians. So the Most High didn't co-sign you getting healed because you didn't trust in him. Nigga. And Asa slept with his fathers and died in 140th year of his reign. And they buried him in his own sepulcher, which they put him in hell. Now, did he go to hell, burn in hell? No. His spirit went up to the spirit world. He came back many, many times. He reincarnated back into the earth, which he had made for himself in the city of David, because he was Judah, so he was from the lineage of David, and laid him in the bed, which was filled with sweet odors and diverse kinds of spices prepared by the apothecaries' art, and they made a very great burning for him. So, yeah, you got wars on your hands now. You have wars on your hands now. You look up the word wars. Therefore, you will have wars. So that's a spiritual war that them Christians have waged against you. Now, one church, one guy at church go up, bit you, another one pull out a 9mm because you ain't doing the right thing. Scripture said, examine yourself. Prove your own self. Lest you be a reprobate, a man void of judgment and understanding. War, right? Battle, fight, warriors, fighting with, wars. And this is a spiritual war that's being waged against you. You have a physical war, and then you have a spiritual war. So that's all I wanted to say. I mean, if you want to see the madness, go to Elder Mike, your urban church, Christian Apologist Blitz IUIC. And I'm pretty sure they keep in contact with Vocab Malone. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you got what, 6 guys? I believe it was either 5 or 6 guys. I believe these guys are also out there. You can't wake them up. These people are appointed to death. They're among the congregation of the dead. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.